Look at it, and the rest of the team back to the rest, and they're ready to.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? How we doing? Checking out some of these games. Got the Westerly Bulldogs game going. West Warwick and Coventry. Bulldogs are up 6-0 right now. It's probably Coventry's entire team. What's going on, everybody? Stayed home, watched the football games.
It's going to be a long game.
It is.
It looks
And
like
under
Carter.
pressure, flushed out, rolling to the far side. You can't talk. He's going to throw it away. Throws low throw.
I'll tell you what, Stonington loses this game, they will be eliminated from the playoffs. So Stonington really needs to win this Bulldogs game for sure. Wesley's going to try not to let that happen.
The odds of them finding somebody, they're pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
They really are at that point. There's a breakdown at some point, and the Bulldogs did a great job there staying with them. And here we go now, 3rd down and 11. Big play for the Bears. If they're going to answer. Great drop, one step.
Oh, nice stop right there.
One step away from jumping the route and going 6.
That's what I was saying.
But,
I got excited from
he had
up
a
here.
chance, but he got the hand in. And now let's see what the Bears do on 4th down.
Alejandro, he needs to just quit when he's done. Like, what a tough season this program had. Quit, come back another time. You know what I mean? You know, you say you are not ready. You are not ready. I got to see what they have on NFHS today. What games are going on? NFHS. Let me know. Let me see. Rhode Island at the Scholastic League. Let me see where we have Bulldogs 6-0. 1 minute 58 into the first. Coventry West. Well, there we go. Barville, Ponagansett. We'll have to go check that one out as well. Oh, yeah. Barville, Ponagansett as well. We'll check this out right now. So we got 3 games. Got the West Warwick Coventry game. We're waiting for Alejandro's retirement. No, somebody said his somebody said someone in his family said that he was resigning, but it is what it is, man. So we got Ponagansett, Barville, Westerly Bulldogs, West Warwick, Coventry.
Just overhits. The rain's going to be a factor.
I mean, you want to see these games, go to 321 Westerly to watch the Westerly game. The West Warwick High School game, you can go over to West Warwick High School. They have a YouTube page.
By the way, I was told yesterday, and it was confirmed.
So
during
Bulldogs
the
right
prep
now
round.
6-0.
He does go
Can
by
everybody?
Chub. That
Can
is
you
a-
hear me?
that's a nickname
Can you
we are
hear
allowed
me?
to call him on the stream. So he was announced yesterday at the pep
Uh-oh.
rally as Chub.
Oh, deep down the field here.
Deep, he goes, overthrows everybody.
Wow.
The announcer for
And,
Wesley
that
said
is
Daniel
a
Cummins is the number one wide receiver, or the number two wide
Bulldogs will
receiver
punt,
in
and
the
they'll go
state.
get it back.
Not sure how
And we have
true
50
that
seconds
is.
left in quarter number 1 here, folks. I am the voice. Greg.
This game right here, the Burrville Ponagansett game. Oh, touchdown Wizards! Touchdown Wizards! Is that what it said, or is that just? Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, this could have been. Oh yeah, all right. They're going for the extra point now. So now the Wizards are up. Let's go. Touchdown Wizards. Alejandro can't wait to get done with this game. See that 4-7? That's whack. They are not 4-7. Why teams get credit for consolation games? Like the season's over. You want to? You got 2-6 is the right call, and that goes for any program that had consolation games. You don't win consolation games. I'm sorry, but come on, just give everyone a friggin' trophy as well.
Yard line to get things started.
Oh, it
And
looks
what
like
Bulldogs first
the Bears are celebrating.
They wanted to use that 50 seconds.
But you know what I'm saying? Consolation games. Should teams be getting credit for
Second thing is
consolation
Snap has been an
games?
issue for far too long this year.
It
Third
has
thing
been.
is how you gonna stop the Bears from going for 5 right now? And
This is just.
That's
I
huge.
mean,
That's
I don't
fundamental
get
mistakes,
that,
Greg, as
man.
you would know. And just
You
special
want to
teams
say
are a
you're
huge part.
2-7,
People don't consider it
cool,
'cause it is
like,
only
but you're
one
not
set
4
of the whole
7.
drive, and it can make and break games. And
I'm just
here we
not gonna
are,
ride
first and
with
goal coming up, pretty much.
Adding on consolation games for your record.
50 seconds to run off the board.
Does anybody
Absolutely.
agree
They
with
had
that?
about 1 minute for that. And there's a run to the outside. McGogan, he gets tripped up.
Tackle
Taking a
there.
big play there. Lost
Consolation
the ball.
games
The
don't
Bulldogs
I-
defense is fired up, and they've done it all year. How many
Absolutely.
goal line stands have we seen?
It was
How much-
I was just
incredible.
gonna say so many goal
Well,
line
how many
stands.
times can you put
People
it on?
need to just.
Absolutely. This
I don't
past
know,
month,
no one knows
I've
how to like. Just be
never seen that
authentic
much goal line
anymore.
stand.
I mean, should consolation games count towards your season record? Let us know. Put it in the comment section. And if you have any scores, drop the scores. It looks like Stonington might have just scored.
They did that play, and we'll see.
That's
I think they're gonna have to take a long walk down the field.
yeah, they are
They
going.
are. We
That's
got
the
one
end of
quarter
it.
in the books, folks. From Donald E. Palmer Field, the Bulldogs 6, the Bears 0, but they are knocking on the door. They're actually about to take it down and possibly put their first point on the board. We are 3-2-1 media. We're going to take a quick break. They're going to flip sides. We got 3 more quarters of action.
Well, first quarter's over.
What's going on, guys? It's Patrick
They're gonna
here
take
from
a walk
Wireless
down the
Electronics
other
Corner,
end
and I
of
have
the
deal
field.
that's going to make you flip out. So you take your smashed iPhone, you get that new phone for free down here at the Wireless Zone.
Ball's going to be on about the 16-yard line.
Am I wrong by saying that? You know, I mean, I don't know.
We have a timeout, Burrville.
Maybe everything about Alejandro just drives me nuts. Kind of like Josh Lima. Josh Lima spoke with Cumberland alumni, and they asked him if he was going to take the LaSalle job, and he would not say yes or no. He said probably not. Here we go, back to the game. Coventry. Was that a turnover on downs? I'll check the score on Johnston. If anyone knows the score on Johnston, let me know. Let me see right here. Oh, that's Johnston and Scituate, right? Let's see. Johnston High School. Let's see. It says they are live, so let me go to the game. It's probably going to kick me off the other device. Oh, no event at this time. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. If anyone knows the Johnston High School game, let us know, but I'm going to check right now. Happy Thanksgiving. Do we have another touchdown for the Wizards? Already 13-0. Alejandro want to do anything but play this game. You got to hate to be the worst coach in football. Let's see, Scituate High School, North Smithfield, North Scituate. No advantage. They must have bad sir. All right. I'm going to check Max Preps for you right now. So West Warwick right now is up 13-0. Westerly and Stonington Bears are tied at 6 apiece. West Warwick has a great pathways program, media, broadcasting, journalism. Like, definitely check that out. And this is a way so you can get into other football programs. You can transfer through pathways. Coaches are not supposed to crazy. Oh, shout out to the little cousin, man. Oh, I bet. Cranston East has a long way to go. Shout out to West. 13-0. West Warwick is up. Wesley Bulldogs 6-6. Six to 6 right now. The Westerly cameraman, he's actually outside on top of what they call the crow's nest, so there's really not a lot of places that you can, record the games. Johnson Situate, it says it is in progress. Cumberland Woonsocket is in progress. See what Wesley might have. They might have trouble on their hands today. But happy Thanksgiving, everybody. How about Jordan Duke? Huh? Max Preps Player of the Year. Congratulations, Jordan Duke over at Max Preps Player of the Year. What I can do, I'm going to reach out right now to the athletic director over there at Johnston and ask him, is there a way that we could watch the game or get some score updates? Like the people want to know. Oh, wow, he finally broke away with one. That's a big boy. They can't tackle him. All right, they got to use that kid. Damn, Alejandro, what are you doing? You believe this guy Alejandro last year, right, during the Middletown game at his own program, right? The police had to give him an escort to the car at a game that they won. You can't make this shit up. So yeah, we're looking for the score now for the Johnston game. Malisi. I remember Anthony Malisi. I played baseball with him in Silver Lake. The best coach, Mr. Cook from the East. Shout out to my boy over there. Screen share audio. Try sharing your screen again. Restart your browser. This continues to be a problem. All right, second quarter, 50.8 until halftime. West Warwick's up 13-zip. Bulldog game is 6-6. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. What is going on? Let me get back to this other. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Oh, and he drops the ball. Number 7 goes down. It's going to be a wet game. Wesley actually ended up taking the ball first because I think the weather is going to get very, very bad. Let's see what's going on over there. It's still second quarter over there in West Warwick. Yeah, I can't find nothing on the Johnston game, which is kind of odd. Oh, and number 7's taken down by 52 with the Bulldogs. Yeah, number 7 like crawled away. And it's halftime. Coventry, who won the NKSK game? Shout out to Dave Parrott. Happy Thanksgiving, Eddie. Maybe I'll send you an invite and come talk about the game. Eddie Insko, you're a coach. What do you think about consolation games being added to your record? West Warwick got another touchdown. I'm telling you, man. I hate even to keep dogging on Alejandro, right? But this guy is like the worst of the worst. I mean, he finished the season 2-6. You know, Stanley Dunbar finished 2-6. He got coach of the year. So I mean, Alejandro, at best, you better get coach of the year. Like Eric Rube said at the beginning of the year, like he couldn't see a game Coventry could lose. And I said, I don't see a game Coventry could win. And not because of their players, because they had talent when they started the season, because of coaching. And because of coaching is why they drove away so many players, quit that program. I have messages that I could show everybody where coaches from younger leagues are like, this kid played on my program. Now he's in high school. You know, his mom called me up. He said the kid's, you know, he's not the best player, but at practice he'll give you his all. He'll do his best. And Alejandro tells him how he's the worst. And he's not the only kid. And so it's not like we heard this from one person. I could bring you in Alejandro's at Shea. He quit on him before the season even started, man. You know, what? Got mad because you're carrying a blank clipboard around. I mean, it is what it is. You got to know your worth, man. You know, Jimmy Cook was over here with you last year, and he coached the program. It's no secret. But you have trouble admitting that you needed somebody to hold your hand, or you needed to hold someone's pocket. You ever see Prison Break Teabag? He had, held his pocket. You were holding Jimmy's pocket. But enough is enough, man. Seriously, enough is enough. Shout out to West Warwick, man, doing their thing, the Wizards. Shout out to the Steelers. Everybody waiting. I wonder what is going on over there in West Warwick. Is the game called? Did they call the game? Let's see. Maybe because it's halftime? No, probably just halftime, right? But yeah, no way should you use like. Yeah, no, but yeah, but wait, see what happened. It's 20 to zip. I hope they didn't call the game. A shout out to everybody, man. Happy Thanksgiving Day football. Let's check and see what's going on the Bulldog game. It's still 6-6 right now, Stonington. What's going on over at West Warwick? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's just halftime. I don't know. Did I say something bad? Someone just said, dude, why? Like, what am I doing now? What did I do now? I mean, I didn't go down. I was gonna go to the West Warwick game, but I didn't hear back from the athletic director. I sent him an email. And I didn't want to look all the cameras down there and everything, and I can't get in. Oh, Daniel Cummins made a nice grab. Still first down. I'll tell you what, this is definitely a different Stonington team. I played at West Warwick. They used to have the parents. Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. Some of the other former players, they went and talked to some of the West Warwick players. You know, as a former West Warwick player yourself, how do you feel about back-to-back Super Bowls? I mean, they didn't win them, but they didn't win it. But you know what? Just getting to the Super Bowl, like, you know, that is something, bro. Why what? What do I do now? They're like, why what? They didn't win the Super Bowls. They played Middletown last season. You know, they rebound up to Division II this year. You know, they battle it out. They make it. You know, SK was very, very good. Stonington needs to win this game to make the playoff. Oh, look at this kid. Where is your tackling? Might be. They just gonna let this one like. Where is your tackling? You know, maybe everyone wants me to be ginger like they are, but no. I mean, you gotta call it like it is. Call a spade a spade. They never had a problem when I was talking about Dave Cato was so horrible when he was over there and how he decimated that program. That was okay. I don't know. I mean, what's wrong when somebody is not a good coach, right? You should be able to say you are not a good coach. Why am I not a good coach? Well, you quit on one team, you go to another team, you're a quarterback coach with no running game, hypothetically. You know, like have reasons why somebody is not a good coach. You're not a good coach because you don't show up. You're not a good coach because you're toddy. Logan Jelinas needs 3 touchdowns today to that parents said, I ain't waiting, I'm going. Logan Jelinas needs 3 touchdowns today to tie his brother's record of 72 touchdowns for a career. His brother Jake Jelinas in Burrville, that's a school record also. What's Roly Poly over here doing? I'll tell you what, though. I'll take Burrville's top 25, which is about all they have over there, and I'll put them up against anybody's 25. I'll put them up against NK's 25. We already seen them against Central's 25, but I would put Burrville up against any team's top 25. Great program over the years back when I played for Owls. Yeah, exactly. Wes is a top coach. Absolutely. Coach Ferraro is my top coach in the state. Wes Pennington, and I got to say, Sandy Gorham, I take a liking to him, now. But what Sandy Gorham has done, do with several programs. Coach Ferraro, 9 Super Bowls, won 6. Coach Pennington, back-to-back Super Bowls in North Smithfield, back-to-back Super Bowls in West Warwick. So, yeah, West Warwick they have a very good program. Their Facebook page, their YouTube page, they probably got the best announcers in the game. All right, here we go. Now they have the you guys check this out. Now they have the seniors. Gotta honor the seniors, man. Gotta honor the seniors. Why what? Let's see if we can get some guest coaches to come on and maybe they could break down, some of the games, what they're doing, what's going on, what their opinion is. So Burrville and Poneganta is still no score. You text me, he says, dude, why? And I ask him, why what? Now they got the parents going out to the field over there. Football Mount 2025. Hey,
What up, dude? Can you hear me?
yeah. I had to put my other headsets on. See, I got different setups for different computers.
Hey, how you been, Mikey?
All right, not bad. How you been?
Hanging in, you know, working a lot.
I hear you, man. Did you guys have your game?
Yeah, we played last night. We played Davies.
Oh, all right. Yeah, Max Prep was all screwed up. I couldn't find all the right scores on and stuff, but man, yeah, you know, Bulldogs 6-6. This game seems to be a blowout right here. You know,
Yeah, that weather's
Coventry-
tough. That weather's tough down there, isn't it? Bad day to play.
Right, and I noticed the Westerly game. I noticed that Westerly actually took the ball first because of the weather. You know, try to get Landon Husero to
Try to put some points
first.
up. Yep.
Yeah, well, you're playing Stonington, and they're playing for if they win, they're in the playoffs. If they're out, you know, because they're playing by Connecticut rules, so Stonington's still in the game here. You know, they still got a playoff game.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but
They
it
have
looks like
something to
it's
play
last
for, so
round.
they're bringing all the dogs out today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, well, that's what the game should be about, right? Everyone should be playing for something.
Yeah. Rhode Island used to be like that, I believe. You would, you know, you would still have a fight in the game.
Oh yeah, you better believe it. When I played it, that's how it was. When I was at Tolman High School, that's how it was. When we played St. Ray's, they didn't like us, we didn't like them. It was a war. That's the way it should be.
That's how it should be, right?
Yep.
This ain't no, you know, we're trying to raise men over here. And who won the NK game? Do you know?
I have no idea, but I know Situate's winning 21-6 over North Providence.
Over Johnston.
I mean, I'm over Johnston. I'm sorry, Johnston.
All right,
Yeah.
somebody was asking for that score, so good. I'll write it down. 21-6. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, too bad Situate couldn't do that for the playoff game. You know, when they got knocked out.
That was, hey, but can I tell you something? D4 was very competitive. Every week, a team could beat you or you could beat a team. So that's D4 was fun this year. It was a good division to be in.
You know what I mean? Situate is up.
Yeah.
Over Johnston.
Yeah. We lost last night.
So I was told that at the alumni meeting yesterday that they asked Lemer if he was going to take the LaSalle job. He wouldn't say yes or no. He said probably not. But he would not say no. He would not say yes. You know, from what I heard was probably not. But I know he would want to. He would want to get out of Cumberland.
Well, all I can say about that is the guy bought a house in Cumberland. He has his family in Cumberland. He has a program with 100 kids. I mean, he has a LaSalle here already. But on the other hand, he's from LaSalle. That's where he played high school ball. He coached there.
Another Wizards touchdown. They're just adding them up. Maybe Alejandro should have played marbles or flipped a coin for this one. You know?
Hey.
Another touchdown for the Wizards. Hey, the Wizards are taking that trophy back home. They haven't had.
Can I
that
say
trophy
something?
home.
Is Coventry? Coventry, I'm pretty sure is pretty young too, aren't they? They're a young team, right?
They're actually They don't have a lot of seniors, but they're kind of junior, sophomore area.
Yeah, so they're a young football team. So yeah, and I think West Warwick's senior heavy. So I mean, yeah, that's a big advantage in games like this when you're playing in weather like this. And I mean, West Warwick's a powerhouse. They're a good team.
No, it comes down to, like I said at the beginning of the year, I ain't sugarcoating it. Coventry needs a new coach. You know what I mean? You go to, they should have won a lot more games than they did. You know, Nate Petrarca, you know, you had some good kids in that program. You know, you had someone that could throw the ball. You had to coach the kids up, and that just wasn't going on. So, I mean, you know, but the world will be a better place when they get a new coach. And a lot of coaching jobs coming available. But yes, you were saying how, well, I mentioned that about Cumberland that they had, you know, almost 100 kids, and somebody was like, all you're doing is hoarding kids because you're only playing 20.
Well,
So now you got another 80 kids that don't have a chance to play.
I just feel it this way. He's a teacher in the school. He coaches the high school. That program has been successful over the years. I mean, if it was me, I would never leave Cumberland to go to LaSalle. I mean, but he's from LaSalle. That's where he played. He coached. So that's a decision he'd have to make himself. But I mean, Cumberland's a very good place to be a coach because you get all the kids that you want. I've never seen so many kids on a football team without a freshman team to boot and a sophomore team. So yeah, you have a bunch of kids, probably 20 kids that get to play, and you have 80 that stand there. So that's a nice luxury to have, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But no, I would I think anybody would jump on that LaSalle Academy job, you know, to be LaSalle, Hendricken, the best of the best. He was there 5 years. He went to school there.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of history there. And we all know that was his dream job. You know what I mean? He got lucky, he got the Cumberland job. You know, I think
every coach, Mikey, wants to coach the team they played at, right? Tolman's where I played. I would love maybe one day to coach at Tolman High School. That would be a dream job because you played there. You want to go back home sometimes. But at the end of the day, that would be a tough decision to make when you have your family here. You have a teaching job here. You have a brand new house you bought. You have a baby. I think he had just had a baby or something. I mean, he has LaSalle here. He has pathways. He's used very to his advantage. I mean, he gets to recruit all his players like Hendricken and LaSalle does. So, I mean, I don't know why you would leave Cumberland to go there, but I can understand it to boot. And, I mean, hey, my opinions, I'll keep my opinion of Josh Lehman to myself. But, I mean, at the end of the day, that's his decision to make. Or does LaSalle even want him there? So nobody even knows that. I mean, they might be building within. They might have a coach that's already on the staff that they want to coach. I mean,
yeah, maybe, possibly.
That's what usually happens, you know? I mean, he already has a guy probably lined up saying, hey, you're going to take over for me. But who knows? We won't know for a while. But we'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah, Renzo Perry, you know, a lot of people, you know, talked about him over at Moses Brown. I guess there was
didn't he just get into Moses Brown? He's only been there 1 year.
Yeah, he's only been there a year.
I mean, Moses Brown is another school you could do the same thing as LaSalle too. So I mean, all these schools like St. Ray's, Moses Brown, LaSalle, Hendricken, all these Catholic schools can get their players. I mean, they can bring kids in. I mean,
I don't know if Moses Brown is. I don't know if they're ready to spend the money. I thought they were going to, but I don't think they're willing to bring the kids in and give kids all these scholarships. Give 5, 6, 7 scholarships a year. They might do 1, 2 a year, but I don't think they're gonna do.
I personally don't know Lorenzo Perry, but I've heard of him, and he's been a very good coach. I heard in the youth level for many years, and he's built his youth program very well. And I think he likes to challenge with Moses Brown, bringing them back up to prominence and make them great program. I mean, that's what I would go as a coach. I'd rather coach and mold players and build a program from the bottom up and make it great. I mean, to me, that's what makes a good coach. I mean, I tip my hand off to all the coaches that coach at those Catholic schools and get to bring in all these stud players and coach them. That's great. Me personally, I'd rather coach and mold kids, and make them ready for the next level of going to work, playing football. I mean, at the end of the day, I like the challenge of molding a team. I don't want to coach Teslers, a bunch of players that drive themselves. I want to be the guy that, hey, we need to do this. We need to work on that. We need to mold this. We need to fix this. We need to take care of that. It takes a lot of that stuff to be a good coach, in my opinion. But whatever they're doing, tip their hat off and do what's best for them.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're over there at North Smithfield. You got Ben Black. He's back. Shout out to Jeff Piver. What a great coach.
Jeff Piver is.
Great guy.
Let me talk about Jeff Piver real quick. Jeff Piver is probably one of the best men I've ever met. Not just a coach, but a man. He cares about his kids. He cares about his program. It's not always about the wins with Jeff. Jeff is trying to build men.
Interception, Wes Warwick.
Yeah. Jeff builds character. He builds men. Every week he checks kids' grades. He tries to put them on the right track. So it's more than football with him. And Jeff don't get enough credit for that. And he doesn't want credit for that. He's there doing what he does. And it's a family there. And that's why I love it at North Smithfield.
Yeah, no, Jeff's a different cat. I mean,
Class
good
act.
people.
Class act.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, he's a good dude.
Very good dude. Very passionate. He cares about his kids. Cares about his program. He cares about the cheerleaders in that program. He cares about all the kids in the other sports in that program. He goes down to the middle school. He puts his nose into everything of kids coming up to the program. I mean, Jeff cares. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to say this now, next year, North Smithfield is going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem because all our players are coming back. We have 4 seniors that graduate, and then everyone else is back. And then we got some kids coming up from the youth. So I'm excited about North Smithfield next year.
Nice. I'm trying to get on the Cumberland Woonsocket game right now and see if I can get a score.
Yep.
Yeah, normally I got all the scores coming in, and it's like, I got 3 computers set up here, but only certain schools give me, some schools just, let me see, away versus Cumberland Johnson, Cumberland Lincoln, them are upcoming events. Oh, man, come on. Got to be able to get some of these games.
Yeah.
Right now, Wesley's still in halftime. West Warwick up 26-0. But after today, man, like I said earlier, this is like the last time a lot of these kids will ever have a chance to play football.
Yeah. And I was telling that to my lineman last night. I have one senior lineman that cast in. And I was telling him that last night. I said, guys, you have to empty the tank tonight, man. Don't leave nothing left. And every play to your best of your ability and play hard, man, because you're not going to have this ever again. Never again are you going to have this. Savor the moment now. Savor it now. I mean, it's about you guys. It's not about the coaches. It's not about anybody else but you guys. These are your memories, not our memories. These are yours. And like Coach Piver said the other day, the last practice, guys, run those last hills. Get up these hills. You're not going to remember the score of the game, of your last game. You're going to remember the kids who are in the huddle. That's who you're going to remember 20 years down the line, not the score of the game. And you know what? I agree with that 100%.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. How's Colin?
Colin's doing fantastic. Colin, he's been working, getting ready for next year. He found a home with the Express. He loves it there. Great organization, and he's doing good.
Boy, he had his get back, that's for sure.
And he sure did. I was proud of Colin on that day. I was proud of Colin. I was proud of the Express. They rallied around him as a family. The president over there, Coach Gino, is phenomenal. Great guy. He reminds me a lot of Coach Piver. That's who you surround yourself by, around good people. It makes you a better person being around good people.
Yeah, Gino was up in the stream last time, and he was talking about Colin. That when me and Jeff was talking about Colin, about his situation and him being banned by the Junior Clippers.
Mhm.
And he was like that. Oh, and what a sack! There you go. But yeah, he was talking about that Colin will always have a home here with the Junior Express. So,
All Colin wanted to ever do was play football. That's all he wanted to do. So he got an opportunity this year. Went out onto a team that went to the Super Bowl the year before. Colin was a new kid in town, and they welcomed him right in as a family. Went out there and he competed for a position. And he worked hard every day and got that position. So, I mean, I'm proud of Colin. I'm proud of the Express. They were one game away from a Super Bowl this year, that team. I mean, they had a ton of injuries, and they bounced back every week and found a way to win. Yeah, I'm proud of those guys. They did a great job.
Nothing's ever given, you have
Nothing,
to,
and and nothing should be given. Everything should be worked for, Every kid should have to earn it, have something to work for, and I think it makes you better. You know what I mean?
The 3 W's: want, work, and win. If you want it, you got to work for it. You work for it, you're going to win it.
Yep, you're absolutely right. You know what I mean? And along the way, you're always going to have those guys that don't like you and hate on you, but that's fine. I don't care.
Oh, I know all about that.
You're the best guy in the world, Mike. You're the best guy in the world when you're praising people. But when you say something negative about somebody, you're the biggest joke. You're this, you're that. You're a hater. We get it.
I say, all the time. Like when when they do something wrong, or almost when they do something wrong, and you have to talk about it. They don't like it. Or if it's someone else that they don't know, or one of their people that they don't like, they're like, yeah, get them, man, get them. Keep it real. But then when it's one of them or connected to them, hey, don't keep it that real.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good football this year, though. I mean, it was great. D4 was great. I watched D3 games, a lot of those this year. There's a lot of good teams. I see a lot of teams coming up in that division. I mean, Cranston East, I think in the next couple of years is going to be really good. You know why? Because they have a great leader. They have a great coach over there. Jimmy Cook. We've had our differences, but he's a phenomenal coach, a good dude. He cares about his program. Other teams I've been watching, I watched Situate this year a lot because, I always root for those kids. You know what I mean? It's a bad situation over there, but I always root for the kids. It's about the kids. It's not about you. It's not about your person, things that have happened to you in coaching. It's not about that. It's about the kids. Follow the kids.
So if anybody got any scores to any of these games, usually I'm pretty good. I got scores coming in, but if anyone got the Pilgrim Tollgate game, or if they know the NKSK game, I didn't even see that on any of the schedules.
That's going to be a good game, the SK and NK game, huh?
I think that was going to be the game of the week.
I said it all year long. I thought SK was really, really good. I watched some of their games on film, and I'll tell you something. SK is really good up front. They're big and they're physical. They're a tough team. They might get that game today against NK.
Yeah, you never know.
Any day you could beat somebody, Doesn't matter. Me and Coach Piva say it all the time. We don't run from any challenge, Hey, one day if they say, hey, you got to go tomorrow and play Hendricken. Hey, we have to go play Hendricken. They're on our schedule. We got to go play them. You lace them up, you go play them. That's it. And get ready for the game. Believe in yourself. Don't run from any challenge.
It took 4 Bulldogs to get that guy down. Oh.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, like you said earlier, Stonington's playing for something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So they're gonna come out and give 1,000%, and this is a game that you want to win. I remember when I used to play back in the Tolman days, we would go play inside McCoy Stadium, St. Ray's and Tolman. That was to me, was the best rivalry in the history of Rhode Island. 2 teams that didn't like each other. I told you this before, Mikey. We would have homecoming dance the night before, and we'd send a casket with a St. Ray's guy dressed up on fire down the river. That's what we would do.
Tell the people listening about the casket thing. I have to fix something on the other side of the room. Hang on.
Mhm. So back in the day, 80s, 90s, our rivalry was St. Ray's. And what we would do at our homecoming dance, they would get a casket and we'd put a St. Ray's guy in the casket, like a dummy, dressed up as a football player, and we'd send it down the river on fire. I mean, that was our rivalry for many years, and we didn't like them. They didn't like us, and that's the way it should be, right? It was a war. We'd go in, we'd go play. The kids loved it. I mean, it was good. They don't have that anymore. I wish that rivalry was still going on. Tolman and Saints should be still a rivalry. I don't know what happened to that, but it's a shame, you know? Where'd you go, Mikey? Shout out to everybody today. Happy Thanksgiving. Shout out to Coach Paiva. Shout out to all the coaches. Happy Thanksgiving, Coach Jala.
Coach Jala, he's a good dude.
Coach Jala is probably the most knowledgeable football man I've ever been around. You know, Jala is really good. Great dude.
Yep, he definitely always, puts his,
He's another guy. He's another person that went to LaSalle. He was a running back from LaSalle. He was one of their best players for many years. I believe he played at Salve Regina for college too. So yes, Jala was great player and a great football mind.
This Bulldog definitely becoming a tough game. Let's see. 26-0. About to go into the fourth. I'll tell you what, I think it's I'll tell you what, the West Warwick on West Warwick's Facebook page, they have the best announcers, man. The Owls, sometimes Mike Green's up there. They do a real good job announcing, and they give you history. They give you West Warwick history. They're not just going to give you what's going on in this game right now. They're going to give you.
Well, I'll tell you right now, West Warwick is all about football. Even their youth program with Mike Gorvin over there. I mean, they're very passionate about football over there in West Warwick. So, doesn't surprise me.
I mean, the Pono game, it could very well be that nobody on NFHS is updating the score. I find it hard to believe that the score is 0-0.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you right now, Ponticans is a good football team.
Is it over there, the pink one?
Mikey.
I find it hard to believe that there's no score in that game.
I'll tell you right now, Pontiganson's a really good football team, and Burrowville's a really good football team. So that game's going to be a dogfight today. I mean, Pono, didn't they just win the Super Bowl?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I mean, Pono's tough, man, and they're a senior-heavy team. We played them in the injury fund game this year, and they were tough, man. They're very big up front, and like I said, when you're growing up with like 20, 30 seniors, I mean, yeah, you got something there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's still I still consider that very much that team, a Jimmy Cook team. Like, these are the last of the Jimmy Cook players that he brought into this program, back when he was a coach here. Grenier, Khalib Rock.
I'll tell you this. I coached against Jimmy a couple of times, and we went up to Pontiganset. Whoa, man! I'm telling you, when we got off the bus, it was like they were already in a full-on party over there. I mean, they're passionate about their football. And Jimmy brought a high energy to that team. He built that program very well. I think he won a Super Bowl over there. He had a team that was a juggernaut over there, and he had that for like 2 years. Jimmy, I'll tell you right now, Jimmy's a great coach, and he built a good program with Pano. He did a great job at Coventry last year with that team. They got into the playoffs with Jimmy over there, and now they have Jimmy's over at Cranston East, and he has a great feeder program over there with Cranston East. Jimmy's got. I have no doubt that team in the next year or two is going to be a powerhouse over there at Cranston East.
Oh, he's working on it. He's rebuilding.
Oh, yeah, it takes time. It takes time. When you walk into a football team, right? And you walk in and not knowing what to expect, and you walk in, you got to change your culture. You got to hire your coaches. You got to get the kids in the weight room. You got to make sure it's a tough job too, because the kids got to all make grades there. So every day has a coach, you're on eggshell. Is this kid eligible? Is this kid not eligible? Can this kid play? Is this kid injured? It's tough being a coach when you're coaching in a new place. So I have no doubt about it. Jimmy's going to turn that around over there. That team is going to be a powerhouse in the next 2 years.
And the NK score is, I actually just got the NK score. It was 19-15 NK.
I told you that game's going to be tight.
NK won that game 19, and SK had 15. SK
Wow.
was very good this season.
Really
SK
good.
was very, very good. So that
Very
was
good.
19-15. So Info Warrior, shout out to you. That game was 19-15.
Yeah. Two good, really good programs.
And
Two
again, if
really good
anybody has
programs.
any scores, just leave them in the comment section.
Oh.
I'm going to put the link up too if anybody wants to maybe come on the show, say something about the season, say something about, any experiences they had this season. And also any history, like we definitely want to bring some of these historic stories to the people, because once some of these old timers are gone, a lot of these stories are gonna die with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a situation like the Bulldogs. Nobody really knows how the Bulldogs got their name, because no one took the time to get the story and record it. There's rumors that Mr. Mason looked like a bulldog, and they ended up calling it the Bulldog after the principal, and they named the bulldog Mason the Bulldog. And the same thing with Stonington Bears. There's nobody really knows why they got their name.
Remember, do you remember, you know what?
Their name.
I was thinking about this the other day about Stonington Bears. Remember that big bear that Najee brought out and gave it a suplex and an elbow and beat it up? That was awesome. I was just thinking about that the other day.
Poor Najee's at practice right now.
Najee, I'll tell you right now, Najee's a great dude. I have nothing but respect for Najee.
Absolutely, man.
Najee's a great guy.
Yeah,
great guy.
Him, the whole
and his
staff
kid, and his kid's going to be a good player too. His kid's a quarterback, I think, on Coventry. So that kid right there, he's going to be really good soon.
Oh,
he's an up-and-coming player in the next year or so. You're going to
down.
Yeah.
Oh, Burrville. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Wrong game.
Yep. Najee's child is going to be pretty good too. His kid.
It looks like we got Burrville touchdown. So yes, they're not keeping score on this. So Burrville has a touchdown. Now Burrville, let me explain something to you. Jake Julinas back in 2019 graduated with 5,000 yards, 72 touchdowns. His younger brother needs 3 touchdowns to beat his older brother's record of 72 touchdowns, or he needs 2 touchdowns to tie it. Is Logan going to tie it? Is he going to beat his brother's record? But Jake Julinas was a great quarterback.
I think the father would like him to tie it, right?
Right, yeah, and have 2. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to. So both your kids to be at the top. You don't want to outdo the other one.
Great guy, Bobby Julinas is. Great guy. I said, what are you doing in that house? You got nothing but athletes. Brandon DeCharo.
He probably put the time in with his kids. when they were young. He's probably at all the events like I've always been with my kids. And yeah, it stems from with the parent. You got to give up a lot of time so your kids can go to camps and learn. I've seen his son play at the 7-on-7s in off season. Yeah, his kid is a really good quarterback. He knifes the ball. And I think my older son played against his older son in the 7-on-7. So yeah, they're both good.
Yeah, his older son now is actually on he's a state trooper.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's on the Rhode Island State Police, you know. So I already said, Jake, you ever see me? You know, go easy on me. You know, I support your little brother. You know.
Better not break his record then.
I know, right? Jake, Jake's a good dude, man. You know, Jake, Logan, you know, Logan will definitely be going on to college next season if that's what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. Right now, it's still 6-6.
That's a good game.
And absolutely.
This is the way. This is a great game. I love these type of football games. Rainy, messy, ugly, and the toughest team at that moment is going to win the game.
So, what do you see out here as far as like what these teams are doing? If I put it on it's on the big screen. What do you think they're setting up defensively?
Well, they look like they're playing in a four-man front over there.
Oh, look at that catch. Oh, incomplete.
Yeah, we know Wesley's going to chuck the ball, right? Because they have Husaro over there, right?
Yeah, right. Landon
so he likes to throw the ball down the field. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, people, the link's on the screen. You could just copy and paste that. It's a StreamYard link. If you want to come up on the podcast, I'll even let people keep their cameras off today. I know some people are shy. But, yeah, come up and tell us the story that you had with your kid this year. If you're at the game, maybe you can hit us up live and show us what's going on at the games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We're on our 8th season. I've been doing this 8 years, man. I'm a pioneer in this shit. Like the only one that was doing this type of stuff before me was Ronnie Roberts, but he wasn't doing what I was doing. He was doing the games and stuff. So, but
he would go to the game. He would go to the games live and set up a table and do his thing. I met Ronnie Roberts when I coached at the Rhode Island Ducks. I coached one of his sons. That's when I first met Ronnie Roberts. And that was probably, I would say, 7 years ago. Ronnie's a good dude. I like Ronnie.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, Ronnie's doing a good thing. He's part owner of the Admirals now. You know, shout out to the Admirals. Another championship, people. You want to see an Admiral game, get up there. North Smithfield High School. That's where they have all their home games.
Yeah.
You know, what a program, man. Eddie Olette, you know, doing a great job over there. Eddie needs to come back to high school.
Wasn't he on Woonsocket?
He helps him out.
Oh, yep.
I'm hearing the Mount Pleasant job's going to be available this season, Eddie. The Tollgate job's going to be available. Stringer's moving to Florida, so EWG is going to be available. Are these sexy jobs?
I think the team that I would say is probably, well, I'll tell you right now, EWG this year.
Jobs.
That EWG team this year was very good.
They finished strong.
I'll tell you, they were strong all season long. They won some games in the beginning, but I'll tell you right now, they had that power I formation, and they ran the ball. They stayed true to who they was. They were a tough team. We played them this year. We got the win like in the last minute of the game. But I mean, that team came into they steamrolled into the playoffs. They shocked Situate. I'll tell you right now that Stringfellow did a really good job with EWG this year from what I seen on film. I would say the best job out of the ones you just named to me would be Tollgate. They're a program that hasn't had many success in the last couple years, but we played them this year too, and they have some big kids over there, and their fans are passionate over there. That would be a good job for somebody to go out and get.
I told Coach Fulton that would be a good job for him because of his energy. The problem with Tollgate, the last couple of I'll tell you what the problem is right now. The coach they brought in now, he should have just retired from, when he was in college. Respect to him, but too old. You know what I mean? Too old. He tried, just too old. It's a new era. Before him, you had Stringfellow over at EWG. Like, this was the best season I ever seen Stringfellow coach.
I mean,
whatever they did, so the problem at Tollgate is they had no excitement. They had nobody to bring the energy. And I remember when Coach Fulton was at EWG, he had that community hopping. He had them people loving what he was doing, and I think his energy at Tollgate would bring out players.
It'll be interesting to see who steps up and throws their hat into the race on those jobs.
Maybe.
And I'm sure there's going to be a few more other jobs out there that are going to pop up that are going to be enticing to some coaches. But the tough thing is you got to go somewhere where the community supports you. You build a culture, you make a family there, and you got to have kids buy into what you're doing. And you got to hire a good staff. You got to have the right coaches to go with you. And it's tough. Everyone thinks it's easy. Anyone can sit there and point the finger. Hey, why ain't this team doing this? Why ain't that team doing that? Well, you're not at the practices. You don't know the talent around. You don't know what the coaches are working with. It's a tough job. I mean, trust me, I would love to run the ball 35 times. Well, this season we couldn't do that. We didn't have the linemen that could sustain run blocking, and so we did what we needed to do. Best players are out on the outside, and Piva put the ball in the best players' hands that gave us the best shot to win games. So that's sometimes what you have to do. People don't get that, but hey, you're not at the practice. It's tough. But at the end of the day, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who takes on those jobs. It's a tough job because you're there every day. And then they become your family, sometimes more than your family. So you got to put the commitment in. You got to go to the weight room. You got to start building the kids early. It's a lot. It takes a lot.
Absolutely. Coventry scored 6 points. I was looking for the Sanford and Son soundbite when he goes, Olivia, I'm coming. When they made that touchdown, but
hey, I coached one of the kids on Coventry. I coached one of the players on Coventry, Nate Petrarca. I have nothing but respect.
He's out.
I have nothing but respect for the kids who are out here right now doing their thing.
Oh yeah,
grinding out here. I mean, West Warwick is a tough machine right now. All their parts are moving. Coventry is a young football team. They just need to grow. They need to get older and wiser and go play football, man. The same thing happened to us this year. We played with a very young football team. We're looking around our team, and we had 15 freshmen, but we had 36 kids on the roster. 15 of them were freshmen. So you look around and you go, oh, my God. Like, we're taking a team picture, and you have 12 upperclassmen and 15 freshmen. So it takes time to build. You know what I mean? It takes time.
Oh, it absolutely does. But, it's like this team aside, you also need, like, forget about this team when I say this. You also need good coaching, experienced coaching. This isn't youth football. And a lot of coaches come up to high school, and salute to them, but they just not ready. And when you tell them that, they get offended. It's like, listen, why don't you come up as an assistant for 4 or 5 years under somebody? Get the experience. This is high school.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't youth football. So a lot of coaches get up here to this level, and they can't take the criticism when you tell them, listen, man, you a good guy. You not ready. You know what I mean? You try to give him some good constructive criticism. We talk private. You see that all the time, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like I'm
not saying anything about any coach, but I'm just saying, like, we know there's coaches they even say, oh, they go on YouTube and they learn these plays, and then all of a sudden they're putting an ad for a football camp. You know what I mean? They learn everything off Madden. You know, and they're doing football camps, and where the legitimate coaches and the coaches that have these legitimate football camps are struggling because everybody and their mama wants to be a coach, you know, because they work the 7-on-7.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
that's
so
where the game now.
Jim
Well,
has
that
to
you know.
West Warwick
Well,
game.
Mikey, that's where the game is going nowadays, and I mean, there's a lot of guys that want to be coaches, and the list. I mean, it's like referees, right? A lot of guys don't want to put the commitment in and do that.
West
You know what I
Warwick
mean?
scores again.
Yeah, they have an engine. West Warwick is a good football team. I mean, they look, Mikey, look at that field, man.
I know that
I'm
field is
That's a mud
horrible.
pit, man. So when you're now, you
Let's
got to think
talk
about this,
about that.
Mikey. Think about this, though, right? West Warwick is loaded with seniors, right? They play like this. These young kids on Coventry, they're like deers in the headlights right now because this is new to them. This is tough to play on a field like this in a game like this against seniors. 2 years of development in football is a big difference. It's a big deal. I like to know what the classes are on Coventry right now. They freshmen, sophomores, juniors?
Coventry has about, I know they got like only a couple seniors and they got a few juniors. They're junior kind of heavy.
You know, Nate
and then-
Petrarch is a sophomore. Is Petrarch a sophomore, I think?
Yeah, he's out actually. He broke his ribs, I believe.
So there you go. So you lose your top running back. So Nate Petrarch. I mean, yeah, you're.
They just
yeah,
put
at
a
the end of-
flag on Coventry for taunting or whatever. They're jumping up and down because I think they blocked the punt. See, this is discipline. This is also goes into coaching.
Yeah, but Mikey,
Burrville would never do anything like this ever.
well,
Discipline.
every program, Mikey's different, right? So you take more. And there we go again. When you're a young team and you are getting crushed like this, sometimes you have moral victories when you're a young kid, right? You have freshmen to sophomores. Like, we're losing a game this year by 20, and we get a touchdown at the end, and one of our kids start doing the head top, right? And I run over to the kid, I grab him, I said, hey, it's great to celebrate, right? Look at the scoreboard, right? So let's score your touchdown, act like we can build on that for the next game.
Oh, they just called the game. I think they just called the game.
Well, I can see that. I mean, look at the score. How much time is left?
Yeah, they threw in a white towel.
Yeah, look
3
at that
minutes,
field,
12
Mike.
seconds.
Mikey, that field is a mess. Look at that field.
Well, yeah, no, that's a football field. No, but
That is a football
West
field, but you have a
Warwick-
puddle in the middle of it.
because I know people in West Warwick are gonna listen to this. Listen, I'm
West
gonna tell
Warwick
you
should have a
guys
turf
something.
field.
Get
The
a
success
turf
that team
field.
has had, they should have a turf field over there.
1.7 million it's gonna cost you, right? You can have a beautiful field for 1.7 million. And not only and think about this, you can rent out the field. You can
Mhm.
have different camps coming in, and all your sports can use the field. It pays for itself inside 10 years. And then
Yeah.
if your taxpayers paid an extra 10 cents, they can put the money aside to returf it in another 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, dude, now Coventry's really diving in the mud. See, hey, dude, their season's over. Everyone's season's over.
Nope. Now you start again. The season starts right now. The season's beginning right now.
Look at this. Look at West Warwick players going nuts, diving all over the place.
Yeah. Well,
You
did
know?
West Warwick lost last year? So this is a big win for them right
West
now.
Warwick lost for the last couple of years. West
Okay,
Warwick,
so I can see why
yes,
they're
absolutely.
celebrating.
This is a
These
big
seniors,
win.
these seniors are out here having fun. That's what Thanksgiving Day is
Let
about.
me
You go and
tell
have fun.
Even
It's
the somebody in West Warwick called me up there. They was like, "Oh my God, I'm like, Coventry won games." I said, "Them are consolation games. Like these games are just, you guys have nothing to be worried about. But look at the games in the past. How them games don't matter no more."
Yeah, but
They're
when you're playing
gone.
a rival, Mikey, when you're playing a rivalry game though, like this, Doesn't matter what your record is. You could be 0-20, and the other team could be 20-0. When you go out and play, it's different. You play a certain way. Kids come ready to play. Coaches coach different. It's different. And this is like a big win for them right now. I mean,
it looks like Bulldogs are ready to score another one. Yep, this game looks like it could pretty much. I mean, I ain't gonna say in the bag yet because last week when Bulldogs playing West Warwick, it's 4th and 6, 4 minutes to go. Bulldogs are up like 14-8 on the opponent's 39-yard.
hey, the Bulldogs
and they
need
go for it.
The Bulldogs need Najee back over there, bringing that purge out there and beating up that bear. That's what they need.
This is something that every school should do. See where I'm pointing at? See this?
Yeah.
This is the Bulldogs bus. They made a deal with the bus company. Every few years, the bus companies have to upgrade buses. They made a deal and bought the bus from the bus company.
Nice.
And they repainted it and everything. And like buses are $600-700.
Oh, I know.
For a bus. So like that's another thing that pays for itself. I think every town, every community should work a deal out with their bus company and try to get at least a team bus. And it looks so nice too when you're pulling into town.
Yep.
You know, you got a nice bus. Everyone tomorrow, UMass Dartmouth, ESPN Plus, check that out. They're playing for a tournament.
Yep.
You know, going to be tough games. So,
good luck to Shane.
In
Good luck.
Springfield.
Yeah, good luck to Shane Meerbot over there. He played with my son. And good luck to Dante over there. He played with my son at Cumberland. So I root for those guys.
I don't think I did. Hey, I found Lima's college stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? His career stats. He had 1 game played, 1 tackle.
And that's in college?
Yeah.
So he had 1 more tackle than me because I didn't play in college. So
you know what? You're kind of nice to everybody today. What's going on with you?
I got the holiday cheer today, right? Hey, I have a lot to be thankful for. You know, I have a good family. I have good friends. I coach at an awesome program. I'm happy today. You know what? It's just I see certain things. Sometimes my mouth gets me in trouble, so I stay humble.
Nah, yeah, I hear you, man. You know, but I haven't even though you know the situation Lima got into with the student last year, you know, and I'm not even gonna mention the student's name any longer, but I never did, but the situation he got into with the student, and you know, Lima's lucky. You know what I mean? He's really lucky because you know he violated three rules.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all up to the superintendent at the end of the year.
Yep.
It cost the town. It cost the citizens. I don't think anyone's thinking about this. $80,000 for that investigation.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
and I'll speak on that. And that was all founded. I have to buy my kids this year their erasers. I get emails saying that the budget's small at the Cumberland school system. I don't get it. But there's change in the school committee. Changes are going to happen in Cumberland for the better. And everyone needs to be transparent, right? I mean, at the end of the day, if you do something, you pay for it. Or you come out and you give an apology. Say, hey, I made a mistake. I fouled up. I'm getting ready for a football game, and my eyes weren't on the kids, and a kid got assaulted. You know, but
see, I don't believe that's what you know. What I don't believe he set it up.
He didn't. No, he didn't.
I think he knew about it. I think he knew it was going to happen, and I think his situation with the kid's father, doing T-shirts and doing all this stuff, promoting around town.
Yep.
Like, oh well, and you just left the room. Not that he knew it was going to be like that, but that's what I believe. I believe that he didn't. You know, no one ever said that he caused it or whatever. But I mean, he might not have knew about it directly, but he knew about it. He knew something was going to happen, and it is what it is, and he's lucky that the superintendent had the final say, and he's lucky that he didn't want to do anything about it. He said, I had a talk with Joshua, and he's not going to do it again. And not only that, you let the kid ride to the hospital by himself.
And that's the part, and that's the part,
Like,
and
how
that's
come nobody's getting this?
and I can tell you right now, that's the part that bothers me the most, right? When you wear a T-shirt or a shirt on your back that says family, right? This is a family. I don't care if you have 20 kids on your team or 150 kids, and they all put on those family shirts, right? Well, how I coach, and I've always been like this. I don't favor any player. Every kid on my team is my kid, right? You could be the 40th player up to number one. I treat you the exact same. There's no special treatment. Our number one players will carry water. They'll carry stuff. That's just the way it is. We're a part of it. We're in this together, right? So when you wear family on your shirt, it doesn't matter. No football game is bigger than a family member, right? So I understand you're getting ready for a playoff game, but that kid got injured on your watch. That kid got hurt in your locker room. That kid was injured right before the game. A coach, I know Coach Piver, and he might get mad at me for saying this. Coach Piver would say, guys, you're coaching the game today. I'm going to the hospital with my player. And
I don't
that's
think
just
he would
how
get
he
mad at you
is.
for saying that.
No,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
absolutely.
But that's exactly what he would do. And any one of us coaches would have stood up and say, hey, me personally, Coach Storm, Coach Kerrigan, Coach Clarifel, we would all of us would say, you know what? You guys go do this. I'm going with him. But
Well,
Coach Piver wouldn't allow that.
Right.
That's
No,
the
exactly.
situation.
Exactly.
No kid should ride in an ambulance by himself, go to the hospital, and then they call his mom and dad from the hospital and said there was an incident at the high school. Go to the emergency room. That's where your kid is.
Well,
And I can understand.
I thought from what the father testified to was that the hospital called the father.
Yeah, they did. They did.
So they didn't even.
They
I
called-
don't think they.
No, they
heard
called them from the
school.
emergency. They called them from the emergency room. The
Yeah,
hospital
that's
called
what I
them.
mean,
Yeah.
the hospital did. Another thing that I think is very serious that's going around. Recently there was a lot of news about the West Warwick cheerleading coach that she was put under investigation. You know, they made a big deal about it. And they hired the same law firm that they hired from Coventry to do the investigation. Now, my problem is it was an anonymous email,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was anonymous email. So someone sent in an anonymous email. It seemed to be fabricated. This girl was all over the news, accused of God knows whatever. Come to find out, she's exonerated now to let everyone know. But how come the cry for her exoneration wasn't as loud as the accusations? And how are we going to let an anonymous email slander people? This is dangerous. I don't know if people are realizing how dangerous this is.
It is, and I think my personal feelings on the Lima thing, and even on this, I think this should have been investigated within the athletic director, the superintendent, the principal. Look into the matter, right? And the same thing should have happened with this person. I don't know much about the cheerleading thing, so I can't really speak on it. But I don't know. But I think instead of sending it to law firms and make lawyers millionaires, I think this is something they could do internally at the school, or even get a committee together of different athletic directors and look into the matter. Get everyone involved and figure it out. I mean, I think you're right. No matter what in football, there's going to be a parent. There's going to be somebody that don't like you. So if they can make up something on you, and a person gets treated like that, that's unfortunate. I think it should be an internal investigation. Do like the state police do. Investigate it first, figure it out, get to the bottom line, and then make a decision. Are you going to arrest the person or not? I think that's what needs to be done.
The final score was 33-6, I believe. The West Warwick score. I think it was 33-6, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it was a landslide, and then it started getting a little chippy, and they ended up calling the game. With 3 minutes to go. West Warwick won. That was the first time. I remember Stanley Dunbar won a couple there. Gary Goodhart won. You know, even last year, West Warwick had a great team, and they just gave it up at the end of the year. And Coventry wins another one, and you know, a lot of people were afraid. But back to that thing, I'm just saying, like, if I could send an anonymous email in, just like the North Smithfield thing, which was a total myth, and all of a sudden, oh, you're suspended. They contact all the parents. Oh, we suspended Coach so and so because we have these allegations. Now the problem is, the seed is planted. Even if they say we found that Eddie did nothing. The seed's planted. People got that seed in their head. Oh, are they sweeping it under the rug? Maybe he did something. And that's about the West Warwick cheerleading coach, you know? And like, if I was her, I would definitely, like, I don't know. I think I wouldn't want to be there. And it's very dangerous that somebody could just write an anonymous email about someone that works in the school department. And all of a sudden, there's a major investigation. You look bad because they're pointing fingers at you. Everyone thinks the worst of you.
Yeah.
But when they exonerate you, it's quiet as kept. No one says a word. North Smithfield, don't even comment on this, but their school committee said that they were going to stand in unison with the kids. I don't want you to comment on it, Eddie, but they were going to stand in unison with the kids if they were exonerated, and and the school committee was nowhere to be found. So, like, we just need to do better. Like, that is just dangerous. It's dangerous for teachers, principals, coaches, anyone associated with the school department.
Yeah.
To rush to an investigation.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough being a coach. I mean, it's not easy being a coach. I mean, you can have a program 1 minute and it takes one mistake or one incident to happen, and everything you've worked hard for your whole career is gone.
Look at fundraising. Nobody even wants to fundraise because of the money situation. Oh, I don't want to, be responsible for this. Cliff Fortin, he went through it. He had to fight his case and show them, here's my receipts.
Yeah.
Till he got exonerated.
Like I said before, that's a touchy situation far as fundraising goes. That's what I love about North Smithfield. We don't do that. All our stuff is handled through Booster Club. And we get a budget, I guess, every year. So Coach Piver and the Booster Club handles that. He puts a request in, and that's what happens. I don't want anything to do with fundraising. I just think I've always said this with these camps that people charge these players to go to these camps. And I've always said football is fun, right? You want to develop players. I'll help kids for free. I'm not in it for money. I don't want the money. It's about the love of the game. I'm not a big person on making money off teaching kids how to play football. Do it for the right reasons. You know what I mean? So as far as fundraising goes, I want nothing to do with that.
And that's been the story.
Right, absolutely.
I'm a football coach, not a fundraiser.
I hear
being
you.
disciplined and
Well,
let's see, 21-6. This one looks like it should be in the bag.
just a matter of time.
5 minutes and 17 seconds left. I'll tell you what, even Westerly, this trophy has been in Westerly since Miranda.
I mean, that's a bit. Hey, that's a right. Hey, Westerly don't want to lose to the Bears, and the Bears don't want to lose to them, and Stonington, and Coventry don't want to lose to West Warwick, and West Warwick don't want to lose to them. Then you have East Providence and LaSalle. They don't want to lose to each other. Mike, like I said earlier, these games are different. When you play on Thanksgiving and you have a rivalry, teams come to play and they play differently. And it's just the way it goes.
Absolutely.
Some trickery coming.
Absolutely. Westerly actually
Carter
has the
Look at
longest.
this. He's going to try to keep it or actually go downfield. And
Well, they're tied, I
intercepted.
think, in the country for Thanksgiving Day game.
Yeah.
Stonington.
Yeah, Tolman and Saints were a long Thanksgiving rivalry for years too, and then it ended around 97 or 98 for some stupid reason. I don't know why.
We'll go to a quick break, folks. We'll be back.
Yeah. They played back in 1911. I think actually before 1911.
With over 40 years of unmatched
I think it
expertise,
did. Yeah, it is.
Boothright
They're on Good
specializes in
Morning
architectural
America.
shingles
Yep.
So they're up
and holds the
21-6
prestigious
right
title of
now.
Master
West
Elite
Warwick
Installers.
won
Known for their commitment to the
33
community
to
and
6,
support for
32
local
to
initiatives,
6.
Roofing
Yep.
is your
You know,
trusted
and
partner for all
K1,
of your home's roofing needs.
but
Call today for
yeah,
a
it's
free
always
estimate
good
at
chopping it up,
401
bro. You know,
Yeah, it's always good, man. And I want to wish everybody out there a happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe, and let's go back to work and do what we do. And thank you for Mikey for everything you do.
Oh, absolutely. You
Keep
know,
it real, man. Hey, you're not the feelings police. You keep it real with everybody. That's how you got to go about it.
yeah, we just try to promote, promote the game, promote promote football. If you want to see any of these games, you can go to 321 Westerly. NFHS had the other games that we were watching, the Pontigansett game. This game looks to be over, and yeah, this game definitely had a score, so the whole game would think it is 0-0. But body language is gonna see Burrville. They don't play that stuff. Like, let me show you something. You notice how they are not Burrville. They're not jumping. They're not doing. Ferraro don't play. Like, I tell people that he don't play, man.
He's one of my top 3 coaches in the state of Rhode Island.
He is he's my top coach. Hands down. Best coach.
He's one of my top 3.
He won 6.
Yep.
So
he always finds a way. Don't matter if he's in D3, D2, D1. He always finds a way to be there at the end. So that's just a sign of a good coach.
And this is his first time doing it in D1. And he was a 7th seed, which means he's the only 7th seed to ever make it to a Super Bowl, because Cliff Fulton was the only 6th seed to ever make it. Well, I just wanted to say that because the 6th seed and tie in the 7th seed. But the only one to ever make it, from a D1 program. So I'm wondering what was that. I'm surprised if people are slacking off on the scores today. Usually, I got the scores, but
people get ready to do their turkey thing and spend time with their families, or they haven't got out of the games yet.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But congratulations to Wes Pennington, man. He brought the trophy back to West Warwick.
Yep.
West Warwick wins for the first time, and since Stanley Dunbar got there, but like I said, Coventry went 2-6 on the season. I'm not all the teams, East Greenwich, I'm not down with that. Your score is what you had. What you had in the regular season. That's basically stats we use, and the other problem is not everyone puts stats up. But we'll talk about who the stat leaders are. But appreciate it, Eddie.
Yeah, nice guy. Like I said before, have a happy Thanksgiving and good luck to all the coaches this upcoming season. Hopefully everyone stays healthy and comes to work, and let's go have another good season. Have a good day, guys.
Cumberland 28-10 on Woonsocket. It says they're in the 4th quarter right now.
Cumberland, I'll tell you right now, Cumberland has probably a kid, that Evan Spencer kid, who's really good.
Oh, yeah, yes, he is. No doubt about it.
So that's another rivalry. 2 teams right there that don't like each other, and I love it.
No, right. I was saying.
I went last year to Cumberland to pick up my son from the game, and I saw Charlie Bebo walking off Cumberland's field last year with a cigar in his mouth and cracking champagne. I go, wow, this is what I'm talking about.
Is Charlie Bebo going to have the cigar? I said that earlier. Is Charlie going to have the cigars today?
That's their Super Bowl every year is Cumberland. And Cumberland wants to beat them, and that's a rivalry of 2 teams that don't like each other. That's the way it should be. I love that.
Our next award
is the most valuable player award in honor of Mr. Thomas Healy. Well, but
Emerson's another good dude. He's one of the good people in the football world in Rhode Island.
No, he definitely is.
Every game I look out to see if Emerson's walking on the field to be an official, because in my opinion, he's the best official in the state.
See, and 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 they say that the Super Bowl officials are all rated. Them are the best we have in the state. And every coach says that they like when Emerson referees.
Emerson is fair.
their
You know,
game.
Emerson ain't a guy who will just throw a flag on you. Emerson will come over to you and say, hey, guys, you need to back up. Hey, guys, you need to do this. Let me do my work. Emerson's fair. He'll give you a warning. Emerson don't want a ref to dictate what the game is going to be. So Emerson's one of those good referees that are fair to the team, fair to the game of football, because he was a player in football. So Emerson understands both angles of the game. So that's why he's so great at being an official.
Oh, stop it. Emerson, you know what? You don't know what he's doing. Oh, my God, there's Emerson. Emerson!
What up, buddy? Crazy. What's up, guys?
Where'd you come from? Yeah.
Oh man, I just finished up the Portsmouth Middletown game.
We spoke him into existence.
You guys are funny.
We were just
Appreciate the kind words.
Emerson.
I appreciate the words. How you guys doing?
Not
Good,
bad,
good.
not bad. Happy Thanksgiving, Emerson.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah, yep, happy.
You know?
I was
West
telling
Wall,
Mikey Emerson. I was telling Mikey every time I walk on the field, I'm always looking for you getting out when those officials walk on. But never see
I
you,
appreciate
man.
that. Yeah, it's interesting how they do things, but it is what it is.
I was telling Mikey, in my opinion, you're the best official in the state because you understand it from both ends. You're a player, a coach, and an official, so you know what it's like.
Absolutely, and honestly, that's the reason why I wanted to do this, because not that many people have that perspective. They either have one or the other. They don't.
I respect you immensely, man. I went to high school with you for 1 year. The first day I saw you, I was like, holy crap. Big dude right here.
Oh, man.
So what's up, Emerson, man? Tell us about the game.
It was actually a decent game until the second half. It was only 6-0. It was 6-0 Portsmouth, and then Portsmouth just started pulling away. They found their juice in the second half and really started going after it. So, Middletown fought. I mean, I'll give them credit where credit's due. I mean, they really fought hard, but at the end, Portsmouth just ran it down their throats there. But kudos to both teams, man. They had very good seasons, and Portsmouth was the first public school to beat Hendricken this year. So much respect to them, and Middletown for being in Division II. They went 4-4, excuse me. So they really did their thing this year. So much respect to both of those teams.
Oh, absolutely. Portsmouth did a great job. Last year, I said it all year, and shout out to Charlie Bebo for nominating Coach McDonald for Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
And he actually got it because I say what Coach McDonald went through last season, with him being sick and everything, and going for treatment, and still coming to the games every day,
Right.
and fighting adversity. Like, that's a coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
Napoleon complex up there, somebody, just because you win the Super Bowl with 97 guys, that don't make you MVP. That don't make you the most valuable coach. Like, a coach is, you can win no games and I think be the Coach of the Year. I mean, Stanley Dunbar did it with 2 games, so but no, like, a coach is something. It's more than what your record is.
I agree with that. It's how you mold the players, right? And get them ready for life. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're 0-8 or 8-0. If your players go out and be successful in life and take some of the stuff you've taught them, that to me, it's more than a coach. You're a mentor in their life. You're a voice.
Right.
There's no accident. When I look at our sidelines, we have 30 kids that played for North Smithfield, alumni standing there helping our kids. Because what Pirates done for them for over the years, they loved, and they come back and they give back, and that's what it's about.
Right.
Hey guys, why
And
don't
just
you
to add
guys
to that,
talk to each other? Give me a minute. I have to step.
How you been, Emerson?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Hey, are you still doing the training thing with the young kids?
Yes, I am. Yep.
I'd like to get my son Colin over there with you and start working some lineman stuff with you.
Whenever you're ready, 400
Yeah, I'm
work.
ready. Are you still over on? Where are you at now? And are you on Jefferson Boulevard? Where are you, Emerson?
No, I'm on Warwick Avenue, 400 Warwick Avenue.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So that. All right. Perfect. Cause I want to get Colin over there and start doing his thing with you.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 10.
10. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Get him by. Yeah. I do conditioning first for a little bit, and then
And that's what I want you to do. That's what I want done mostly with Colin is getting him conditioned, maybe like 3 times a week over there with you if I could.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, just let me know. I can send you the information there, and we'll go from there. But yeah, most of the guys are like, oh, let's do some lineman stuff. Like, no, I said linemen need to be strong and in shape. I said there's no excuse for a lineman to be out of shape. Said,
I do it. We drive that sled up and down that field every day at North Smithfield.
Yeah.
Conditioning shoes. I always tell my linemen, be first. Doesn't matter how big the guy is in front of you. If you put hands on him and I said, all you got to do is move him that direction. If you're on him quickly, you can do it.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. A lot of guys, especially the linemen, I hate to say it's old school, but a lot of guys are saying, okay, I'm big, I'm strong, and I can play line. It's really not like that anymore. That's really like 80s, 90s type of play. Like, these linemen now, they're athletic. They can move. Yeah. They can move their feet. You know what I mean? They last 4 quarters. They can drive people off the ball consistently. Yes. The feet are constantly moving. Like that's the new age we're in right now. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, a lot of guys around here are kind of stuck in the 80s and 90s when it comes to that. But with me, because I mean, this is what I do. This is what I do for a living. Like, obviously getting people in shape and really try to work on getting linemen, that spotlight they deserve. But I mean, they got to bring it. They got to be in shape. Their feet got to be moving. That's really the big thing. Like,
I always tell my guys, I want light feet. I don't want Herman Monster feet.
Right.
Got to be up on your toes. You got to be moving, son. I always tell these guys, that's what I do. I condition the crap out of them. And I mean, we teach them, but it's a lot more conditioning than anything else, Emerson.
Yeah, good. I mean, with that, and then obviously like hip flexibility, ankle flexibility, getting a little more specifics, so they can move. Because again, they got to be able to move east and west, not just north and south. And that's where unfortunately a lot of coaches fail. Like they think, okay, I'm just going to drive this guy off the ball. Like, yep, you need to do that, but when you start running zone plays and options and things like that, they got to be able to move laterally, and that's where a lot of these linemen fail.
Yep. Yeah, they got to learn how to step on the pole, point their foot to that direction, so they're not stutter stepping out of there. Oh yeah, I teach all that stuff. I teach all that stuff.
That's good.
That's what we do. We do it every day. Hey, when I hit the sled, it's not hitting the sled and driving it 10 miles down the field. I hit it for 2 seconds, stop, hit it again, and we just keep that section going. I get explosion into them.
Right.
So that's
usually a lot of those bigger guys are really tight in the hips. They have a hard time. Right. They have a hard time flexing their hips to push, and that's where the problems start. You really need to get. The guys really need to get more. More flexible in the hips, more explosive in the hips, so they can. They do what they got to do. But yeah, it's believe me, being a lineman is a lot. A lot of folks don't understand that. It's just not. Get this guy in front of you and hold. Like I see it. I see it as I'm an umpire, and again, no disrespect to the coaches that I've officiated against, but officiated with, excuse me, but it's tough to see a lot of these linemen because a lot of them have a lot of potential, and it's tough being coached the old school way and not really getting into different specifics with them. But that's why I'm here. I mean, I definitely want to help out. Just around the state here. I really want to work with guys.
I could teach my son, but when you have your own child, right, and you're a coach, it's better to have that other voice, right? They'll listen to somebody over you faster on a voice.
Correct.
So I want my son to go and hear that different voice. I mean, Emerson, you've been there, done that. You played at Syracuse, you played high school ball, and it's good to have a different voice. And I think Colin will get a lot more out of being with you, learning the basic stuff like that. And I'm still going to teach them, but it's harder when you teach your own child.
Right. No, I definitely understand. I got a 10-year-old as well. Believe me, I get it. He's definitely going to listen. For the most part, listen to other folks. I mean, he definitely listens to Daddy. Don't get me wrong, but he definitely want to hear but again, it's different too. You're like, people want to hear another perspective outside what you're used to. There's nothing wrong with that person. You know what I mean? So
it's great too. My
believe me, I
dad
get
said
it.
that. Yep.
Right.
Yep. So, how's your family, Emerson? Everyone doing good?
Yeah, everyone's doing good. Everyone's doing good. How about you?
Everyone's doing good. All the boys are getting big. I'm staying busy doing what I'm doing. But yeah, everyone's doing good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good.
Me and Coach
It's
Piper,
been,
every week we look around. Is Emerson coming today? And we look around and we never see Emerson, man. I think you officiated like one of our games in like 3 years.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know exactly how they do the picking. I mean, I know it's kind of random, but it's I've been all over the place. I've been, I had Woonsocket. I'm down here in Portsmouth. I'm kind of here, there, and everywhere. But I just
messy out there
wherever
today,
I go,
huh?
I just do. This was ugly. This was ugly today.
Now, was that a turf field
But
over
the
there?
one thing I will say, they have turf.
Okay.
The one thing I will say is that I'm glad, regardless of how bad this weather is, I'm glad that they played today, because that whole thing, let's not play because it's raining, like this football does not do that. And let them complain. I don't really care. But we don't stop football because of rain. We don't stop football because of snow. You don't do that.
Especially when it's and I was telling Mikey, I was like, doesn't matter in a rivalry game, you could be 0-8, the team could be playing you as 8-0. You play different. You coach different. You approach the game different. Any team can win on a rivalry day. I said, I mean, everything's different. Like back in the day, I was telling him about Tolman and Saints. We hated each other. And that's just the way it was. It was a rivalry game. It didn't matter what you was. Same with you guys at Pilgrim.
Right.
You guys, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
You went out there.
It really didn't. I mean, when we played Warwick Vets.
Yep, that's the one game every year you said, we have to go beat them. We have to go beat that Warwick Vets. We got to go beat them.
Yep, and that's exactly how it was. And that it's not lost like on this generation here, but you definitely, it's definitely not as like it was before. And again, I know things change.
Yeah, it's
just different. Yeah.
Yep, it's different.
Man, I remember. I remember when I remember when the rivalries like meant something. Like I remember going to the hockey arena, which is near Warwick Vets, and literally like being concerned because I had my Pilgrim coat on, like, is something going to happen here? Now, not to have to go to that, but that's how crazy the rivalry was, and it's not like that anymore.
I remember when I was a sophomore at Tolman High School, our whole varsity team spray painted the statue and all got suspended. And we had to play Saints, who were 8-0, and we were like 3-5. And we were young kids, but we went out and balled. We went out and played, man. That's just the way it was.
Member of the community.
Yeah, I mean that's how it was back in the day, man.
Has been our full game sponsor.
You back, Mikey?
For today, and
I've been back. Wesley won that 24-6. They're having the celebration ceremony.
$2,000.
Hey, Mikey, I'm gonna get off, man. I gotta go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, both you guys, and nice talking to you guys.
We're gonna take it right to the loudspeaker right now.
Good talking to you, man.
Hey, Emerson, you got my number still, right?
I don't
I'll send
know.
it to him. You don't have to get it.
Yeah, send it to him. I'm driving right now, so I can't. I might send it to me.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much, man. Have a good day, guys.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
What it be, Emerson, man? How's everything?
Doing good. Yeah.
Good, man. Yeah, I wonder. You know any update about the Pilgrim game?
No. I literally, I'm literally just getting out of the Portsmouth game now, so I haven't heard anything. Not the past judgment. I'm pretty sure Pilgrim won.
Oh, absolutely, man. Oh yeah. Definitely. A lot of jobs coming available right now. Tollgate, I believe, is one of them. EWG, I think Stringfellow's going to Florida. Cliff Thornton mentioned he's coming back. I think that Tollgate job would be a good fit for him. And I say
I mean, he definitely have a lot of he'd have a lot of work cut out for him. But I mean, he'd definitely be the right guy for the job.
Well, I say that because, you know, the last two people they had, they need someone that's going to get that program excited. You know,
Right.
there hasn't been no excitement. The last two administrations, it's just been like you go from Stringfellow to the coach that's over there now that was a URI coach, a Bryant coach, and definitely, you know, probably in his time did great things.
Yeah.
But, you know, now it's time to, you know, we got to bring someone in that can get that program, that can electrify that program because they don't have the energy.
Nope, I agree. No, I agree. I mean, it's sad to see a program like Tollgate where, you know, now, I know I'm going back a few years where, you know, Tollgate used to go back and forth to Hendricken when I was in high school, and I know it was a few years ago, but and how the programs have kind of declined a little bit. But hopefully you can get a solid coach like Cliff there and, you know, revamp that program.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so yeah, Cliff Thornton said that, you know, this season, you know, is the energy. He likes it, so he's going to. He wants to come back, return to coaching. You know, rumor is that Mount Pleasant job will be available, and I think Julio Adano, you know, he's going to go after that job. You know, he went after the Moses Brown job. He applied for the Cranston East job. He has a few years over at Hendricken as an assistant. Then he goes to NK, wins another championship as an assistant, you know. And I say you should have 4 or 5 years as an assistant before you go for a head coaching job. And I think he's got his time in.
Yeah.
You know,
I wish him well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the LaSalle job, a lot of people, you know, mentioning Josh Lima. You know, his connection at LaSalle, him being an alumni. You know, he's there for 5 years. His connection to Liam Cohen, Liam's connection to LaSalle. You know, and that's something that Josh always wanted. You know, just had to wait for Coach Marcone to step down. Now, you know Coach Marcone, you played football with him, right? You played at Pilgrim.
Yes.
Together,
Yes.
you coached together. What do you think about him resigning?
Well, obviously it was his decision. He felt this was best for him. I have nothing but great things to say about him. You know, I was actually with him his first year coaching at LaSalle. His first 2 years there. He runs an absolute great program. You know, he's exactly what a head coach should be in this state. You know, he's about the kids and making them, you know, good men and good citizens first. And he's a solid football coach, and it is that order, and that's exactly what Jeff Marcone is. You know, like I said, I've known him for a very long time. He's always been a great guy, and you know, I wish him well with his next steps here. But you know what? It comes a time in every man's life. Like, you know what? I've done what I can. This is it, and now it's time for me to move on. And I feel that's where Jeff's at right now. But you know, I have nothing but respect for him. You know, the Marcone family's been very good to me. I'll definitely say that. His father was my head coach, and literally, you know, without him, I would not be the man I am right now. And I know where Jeff gets it from. So I'm very happy for Jeff. You know, I wish him well. I wish his dad well, and let's see what happens with LaSalle as he moves on and the next person comes in.
And you know his reasoning. You know, and this was talked about back in September, but I didn't know if it had wheels or not. So, you know, I'm not too tied into LaSalle, so I never really pushed the issue. I was like, you know, it's probably just another rumor, you know, because Jeff Marcone, you hear about it with the Johnston coach, that, you know, they're ready. You know, they're going to hang it up every year, and then they can't do it, you know. And I think he said during the COVID time, the time with his family was very nice, having the alone time, the quiet time. And yeah, he probably wants to enjoy some Friday nights on the other side of the gate.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, enjoy some Friday night. So how is this season? How do you think the season went? In your opinion?
Overall, I think it went well. I mean, I think that there were definitely some surprises here. I think that there's some teams going to be emerging next year, but I think the Super Bowls are kind of telling. I was kind of surprised with some of the results of them, but I think that the adage any given Sunday kind of plays hard here. I was definitely not necessarily surprised, but I thought that I really thought Glasgow was going to win again this year, and I know they fell short in the Super Bowl, and I was a little surprised with West Warwick. I kind of thought they had a lot of momentum going into the season, and they were doing very well, and again. They came into a tough program in the Super Bowl and came up short. But that has nothing to say against the coaches here. They have very good head coaches, and those things happen. But again, they're there. They're in the Super Bowl. So definitely glad to have been a part of this once again. See teams progress and. Hopefully they have a good off season, and hopefully these kids are going to be coming to me to get in shape and give it a whirl again next year.
Where do they get in shape at? Where do they go if they want to go see Emerson?
Come visit me, 401 Strength and Fitness, 400 Warwick Ave, number 7, 8, and 9.
At this time,
see that? Go over there. It's straight over there. Cozy Grill is over there. Dunkin' Donuts is over there. Nice little class. But how's everything else going? Good?
Everything's well. Yeah, about to heading home now. About in Rehoboth / Seekonk area here. About another 15 minutes before I get home. But this truly the day to give thanks. Had another opportunity to officiate a game. Had another really good season. Saw a lot of good kids. A lot of good kids in the state. A lot of good kids. A lot of potential here, but they all got to work, and they're slowly getting there. And I think overall we had a good year. I mean, a lot of definitely a lot of talent is starting to emerge. I think next year is going to be really explosive. As these kids are getting older and get another year of football under their belt. I'm kind of excited to see a lot of these young men and see where they're going to be headed. But it's gonna be a blossoming of talent. I personally feel next year, and more and more of these kids are playing at that next level, and it's just really good to see from the era when I was in. And again, I know I was an anomaly, and I'll be the first to say that. Very blessed to get what I got back in the day. But there were a lot of kids that got overlooked, and I know that. There was a lot of kids that I played football with that got overlooked, some because of this Rhode Island. And I'm glad to see more and more college coaches are looking into the state. I can't thank Coach McCormick enough for really getting Rhode Island on the map here and doing what he's doing at UMass Dartmouth. And honestly, even other coaches now that are finally starting to look here. I know it took a little bit, but I'm glad to see a lot of these college coaches starting to look in this direction here and really see the talent there is in this state. And definitely these next couple of years, there's going to be a lot coming out here. So I'm definitely happy to be a part of that, working with these young men and getting them to that next level. But, it's just really good to see. It's really, really good to see a lot of these men getting these chances. So, I can't say enough that, that one of the things that makes me really happy, really proud of these young men is that they're getting these opportunities, but they're also working for them. So, they're getting the grades, they're doing well in the classroom, they're getting it done on the field, and, the things are, things are turning out for them. So I'm really happy to see that's happening here in the state, and, just wanted to continue.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, there was some great games, Division 4, Division 3. The RPI, they said wait till the end of the season, and then if you don't rock it, knock it. You know what I mean? And I got to say, it was up to the last week, it was very competitive. Even Division 1, there was so many scenarios that could have happened. Everybody needed to win, and someone needed to lose. And it was still switching, but the out-of-state points came into play, and it got all screwed up. And the only division that didn't happen in? Division 2. You know why? No out-of-state games.
Right.
So they need to straighten that out, or
right. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. We need to figure out a system that works for all here. But the one thing I wanted to give a shout out to, and this is something that actually I was a part of. So earlier in the season, I had the opportunity to officiate the Narragansett Davies game, and first of all, it was a heck of a game. Narragansett ended up winning, but I kind of knew that I kind of had a feeling that I was like, if these guys play again, they're going to play in the Super Bowl. And I mean, the way those guys played and how they played that game, and I mean, first of all, I'll give a shout out to the Davies coaching staff there, because they even though they lost in that game, they had a heck of a game there, and I always thought, like, in Division 4, I think these are going to be the two top teams, and lo and behold, they were. And and shout out to Davies for winning. I know a couple coaches on that staff, and they work really hard with them young men. And I'm glad to see that they pulled it off there. And not to take away from Narragansett. Narragansett had a great year. They really did good things there. But really happy for the Davies program. Has come a long way, and they won it this year. And just wanted to shout them out. Congratulate them for a successful season and getting it done.
Yeah, Davies, another team, Coach Cabral, he's been getting it done since he came into the league, since they added that program on, a vocational tech program, so if you need to send your kid to school somewhere, well, you can go there. They have a nice little tech program, and the coaches can't say it, but I'll say it, parents, a lot of these schools have good pathway programs, so if you need to transfer your kid out of the school you're at and you're having a problem, look up Pathways. West Warwick has a media program, TV, radio, publishing. Westerly has fire science, EMT. North Kingstown has hundreds of them. Yeah, they seem like the new Pathways school, but there's programs everywhere. Pano has a EMT program, so definitely look into that. But go ahead.
I mean, definitely. I mean, one of the things I'm really happy that the education field is really going in that direction. I mean, it really gives these young men and young ladies opportunities that their parents never had. I mean, to go into college with that type of knowledge, or to go into a field right out of high school with that type of knowledge is really incredible. I mean, I don't think people really understand how set these young men and young ladies are going to be going through these programs. I mean, how these programs really set up success for everyone moving forward. So I'm definitely glad to see that. I hope these young men and young ladies take full advantage of that. And I mean, it's really, really solid program. I know East Providence has a really good program, and I know there's Pontigansett, North Kingston. I mean, you definitely named off a few, and they really, really have solid programs when it comes to that. So yeah, I would definitely, I hope other schools follow with that. I know that's gonna be the new thing for education. So I hope that you folks follow through and really take advantage of these situations here.
Well, we have school choice coming up too. If the education plan goes through under the new president, school choice, where you'll now have a choice what school you want your kids to go to. But so that's going to be great. Westerly did, I think it was a year ago, they had like it was a whole demonstration. I mean, it was so realistic. It was a DUI accident, and they had the police involved, the paramedics, the cosmetology pathways class did all the cut marks and the blood on the patients, and they had the fire department come with the jaws of life, cut the car open, arrest the person that was driving. Like, they did the whole 9 yards, breathalyzer tests. It was so cool. I have to get the video one day and share it, but absolutely, like that is great that they're teaching these kids that fire science. Learn to be a firefighter, learn about fire. Dwayne Miranda's running that class, cosmetology, and East Providence has some classes. some kids don't want to go to college, you know. So you take a class like that. You know, you want to be a fireman or something, you know, and then you have a lot of these small departments that offer. I was just reading Charlestown Volunteer Fire Department will offer you a place to live. You know what I mean? Come volunteer for us and we'll give you a place to live. Like, you know, I was like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so there's plenty of job. Be a referee. We put the call out last year. Chris Webster responded. I think he's under his first year now. You know. You know, so shout out to him. At least somebody got involved. Said, hey, I like to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if folks are interested in becoming an official, yeah, I pass this information on. But if folks are interested in becoming a high school football official, you know, please contact me. I'll get you to the right people. You know, we are looking. I mean, folks are, you know, there are some folks that are leaving. They've been doing this for a very long time. You know, all of them are great guys, but you know, again, you know, being an official, it is rewarding. You get to see the young men play and young ladies play who decide to play football. But you know, after a while, you know, people move on. So, you know, definitely, if you're interested, let me know. I'll get you in touch with the right people, and you guys can go from there.
Yeah, you know, don't believe all the ghost stories. You know, like parents don't really get fangs and stuff, do they?
They get what?
Do parents get fangs and stuff and long nails when you come out? Do they turn into monsters?
Do they turn into actual monsters? No, but you know, one thing we'll say, and this is something I actually say to the kids. You know, when I'm reading the white card about sportsmanship and everything else, one thing I always say to everyone is that this game's about two things. It's a game of inches and a game of emotions. Okay, and one thing I always tell everyone is that they got to keep their emotions in check. You know, football's an emotional game. Okay, on all sides. Okay, being a coach and being a player, it's an emotional game. Okay, we all know that. For those who have played this game, for those who have coached this game, we all understand that. Okay, this is a very emotional game. You have to keep your emotions in check. Unfortunately, some of the parents do not. So, yes, I understand it's their child. I'm a parent. I completely understand. But you got to let the coaches coach. You got to let the players play. You got to let the refs officiate. And you're not going to like every single call. And believe me, I get it. You know, I've seen football from every single side. Okay, you know, playing, coaching, and officiating. I get it. But at the end of the day, it is a game. You know, we're out here to compete. And guys got to keep that in check, and unfortunately, some parents don't. So, but it is what it is. You know, folks.
But at the end of the day, it's all love. You know, the parents usually go home, cooler heads prevail. But we're like, you want this job, and then you're like, oh, these people will come and, you know, hey, you know, hold on a minute, you know, what do you know, Mr. Pennington? How you doing?
Doing well. Happy Thanksgiving, Mike.
Happy Thanksgiving. We got Emerson on here as well. You
hey,
know,
happy Thanksgiving,
congratulations.
Coach. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Em.
That was a game. We were sitting here having a watch party earlier. You know, I had the different games on and stuff. And great game. You know, your kids showed out, you know, showed up. They showed up, and they showed out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Great way to cap a season.
Absolutely, man. Like, and it was glad that, and I kept saying, that trophy's coming back. That trophy's coming back. You know, it's been gone for so long, I think, since Stanley Dunbar was over there. He won.
Been going a long
Gary
time.
won. Yes, absolutely. You know, I heard from one of your administrators, congratulations. You know, he's a great win for West Warwick. And while I had Eddie on, we said, all right, listen, West Warwick, you need to pony up to 1.7, and we need to get our boys a field now.
Yeah.
You know, they need a field.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be awesome. But
so talk about the game a little bit.
Well, wet and cold, should I say. James Branch had a heck of a day. I think he might have had close to 300 yards rushing.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, man.
Yeah, he had one run that was 99 yards. We were on the half-yard line. He took off to the house, took it to the house.
I seen that. Yeah, I if you watch this back, I was on here watching that, going between that and the Westerly game and the Pontiac Burrville game.
Who won the Westerly game?
Westerly won, like similar to your score.
Gotcha.
33-6, something similar.
Wow.
It was 6-6 for a while. And Stonington needed that game. Stonington is now eliminated from the playoffs.
Wow.
Because they still have a playoff. They have to, when the rules are, Connecticut, that Stonington still, that game is part of their non-league game, but it still counts as points to get, where they need to go. But so Westerly knocked them out, and they're happy about it. You know what I mean? They're like, whatever, man. But that's them rivalries.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's them rivalries, man. How was the atmosphere there?
It was good. I mean, great atmosphere. I mean, not as many people showed up. I'm sure a lot watched it, live streamed. But no, the atmosphere was great, man. It was, it's a good game. After a while, I barely could feel the rain anymore. Kids came out. They played well, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome. James Branch had a great day. You said almost 300 yards or over 300?
He had to be close to 300.
Wow. What a game,
That's
man.
incredible.
Congratulations.
Congrats,
Now you get to go home and you're blessed, and
absolutely.
And the people I talked to, I said, I told you not to worry about it. Oh, we worry about every one of these games. It's like history. That history's over, man. That's
Yeah.
And I was even saying earlier, how, you have the back-to-back at North Smithfield. You have the back-to-back at West Warwick. And I know, I think me personally, like, you should definitely be consideration when the time comes for a Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah, well, I guess those that will pick that at that time will make that decision. But for me, it's not over yet. So
No, right, exactly.
We're learning we've learned how to get to that game. Now we got to learn how to win it. So, hey, we're not done. We're not done.
I mean, speak about the SK game a little bit. Like, that was a very tough team.
Yeah, it was a tough team. But like I said, in those types of games, those games are different than any other game. Like even in a semifinal game, that's a different ball game. It's like it's at a neutral location. It's
Yeah, he froze up. He'll be
turn
back.
it back around. And for us, right away, things didn't go well. We had that punt blocked right away. And I mean, we got a first down stop, but I mean, I give it up to SK, man. They had a good defense, man. I mean, all year, and they, stopped us from getting the ball down the field. I think we had maybe 2 or 3 first downs all game, which is, unheard of for us. But it's one of those things, man. We get back there, we're learning and learn how to be better at that, so we can play that game and do really well there.
I gotta say, as far as the administration or community, I think this game means a little more to them than the state championship would have.
Yeah, I get the feel. Like I've had alumni come up to me and go, "This is the one, though. This is the game." So they don't really. I mean, they care about the state championship games and winning those, but this one is the one that they really, really care about. I mean, yeah, I had someone text me and go, "Hey, you did what you promised at your interview, and you won. You got."
That's right. You're right. Yeah, that's so awesome, and I live in one of them towns too. It's like, nothing's bigger than this game. It's like like this, like they really close businesses at the game. Like
that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. The whole town should be involved in that. I agree with that 100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But hey, guys, I just wanted to pop in real quick. I'm home.
Yes,
I'm
thank
wet.
you.
I need to get dried off and something. But hey, happy Thanksgiving.
You happy Thanksgiving, Coach.
Yes, sir.
God bless. Thank you.
You as well.
And we'll talk soon.
Yep.
Right, sir, Coach.
Well, Coach Pennington joins us after a game. I used to miss them conversations last season, but congratulations, Coach Pennington. Yeah, that town of West Warwick, man, that game is bigger than much of anything. Like, yeah, they don't mind playing
Absolutely.
the state, but if they had a choice, this
Right.
is the one. They're blessed to have a guy like Coach Pennington. His God is good, I tell him. His God is
Great man of football.
Absolutely. A great man.
So, well, listen, Mike, I'm doing the same here. I'm going to let you go. So you have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you soon.
You as well, man. And Emerson Kilgore, get up with him at 401 over on around the 400 block of Warwick Ave. He'll get you all hooked up, All right, Emerson, thank you. All right, we'll talk to Emerson soon, but all right, there it was, man. We had as soon as I get some more scores, we'll get them updated. But yeah, appreciate everything. Congratulations to the Bulldogs keeping that trophy in Westerly. Now Coventry season is now over. They get to regroup. You know what I mean? You already know what it is. Sometimes you're just not ready. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're not ready. And I was gonna do one strictly talking to Coach Alejandro. He had a lot of, like, one thing I'm gonna say, like, parents reach out to me and they was like, my son said that I can't. My son said I can't talk to you anymore. It's like, huh? Your son told the dad that you can't talk to me because I do the podcast. But where did that, so, well, my son's going through a tough time because I talk to you and they assume that I tell you things, and it's not one coach, not that long ago, Coach Najee Barrels, he posted a little something on his page, and he didn't mention the program. He posts that, in his opinion, his son is the best that the program has. So I seen that, and I took that as maybe Najee knew. And oh, wait a minute, he said, "And the future is here." So I took that same post, right, without telling Najee, without even talking to him, swear on everything. I took that same post. Oh, okay. I took that same post, and I said, "Well, you recruited this kid. You recruited him using Pathways, telling him that he's the future of your program. It's your last game of the season. So why don't you let the young man play?" Alejandro goes there and he rides the kid. QB1, this, that. The kid didn't have anything to do with it. You want to be mad at someone, be mad at me. And then to think that I put a battery in Najee's back or whatever. You know what I mean? Najee's very humble. A lot of people don't even know that Najee's kid is in football. He's not out there saying, my kid. I mean, unless people played with him in youth football, a lot of people don't know that Najee's kid. He's probably going to kill me for doing this. But shout out to him. He's a good guy, and he would never do that for his kid. He would never put me up to doing that. He wants his kid to earn everything he has. And for a coach to take it out on him because of something that I said, nah, that don't sit right with me. And it'll be for any coach that takes it out on a player for something that maybe a parent might have told me. Of course I would say, like, what kind of person does that? You know what I mean? Like, you ask me why I feel the way I feel about Anthony. You go to Shea, you take that job. You knew your position. You knew you were supposed to be there so Dino could be there and coach. You're co-coach. What's the matter that you got a blank clipboard? You knew that was your position. You know what I mean? People wanted to know what the problem was. Let's talk about it. You knew that was your position, so Dino could be there to coach. Oh, I don't like, that, it's not a good fit that you got nothing to do. They ain't letting you do anything. You're carrying around a blank clipboard, man. That is kind of hideous, though. But you walk away. You gave them your word you was going to stay there so Dino can coach. Shout out to Dino. Shout out to Shea. You left there. You quit. Then you go join Pontigansit. You know what I mean? You wanted to jump on all that stuff that I was trying to extort Jimmy and all that stupid stuff. Which that's water under the bridge. All that stupid stuff, right? And then you go to Coventry. And what happens at Coventry, right? You get there and it's like, whoa. Yeah, you're a young head coach. There's a lot of things you don't think of. So you need Papa Cook. You need Papa Cook to come in there and basically help you out. And that's all good. There's nothing wrong with needing a little help, Anthony. There's nothing wrong with needing a little help. But you wasn't the boss at Shea. You walked out the door. You gave your word, then you bounced like a bad dream. What, clipboard in hand? Yeah, I called you out. But I call a lot of coaches out, and they didn't take it as personal as you did. So, yeah, I had to raise the bar, push it a little more. And then people are sending me messages. And some of them messages are like, one of them was a former coach to youth football, and he said, it don't matter what he said. I'm not even going to get into all that. But you were riding the kid. You made him all upset. You came in flexing like you own the place. But when it came time to shine, Jimmy had to take over, run the show, calling offense, defense, special teams, everything. It was so evident. It was evident to the announcers. It was evident to people that coached against Coach Cook. And then when I told people that, instead of you like saying, it is what it is. I was young. I needed help. There would have been nothing wrong with that. But saying that, that kid's a liar. Anybody that watched any of them games last season, they know the deal. Anybody. So you thought you had the plays, but you were just missing your mark. Oh, snap. Check it out. Barville wins 40-6 over Pontigansit. Logan Gelinas, MVP, and he tied the record at 72 touchdowns. His brother had 72. We were talking about this all day today about Logan. We were saying, is he going to tie it? Is he going to break his brother's record of 72? So they both hold the Barville all-time record for 72 touchdowns. Absolutely, man. They said Oakers were getting embarrassed. Absolutely hilarious. He's the coach we knew he was. 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, 26-0 with 6 minutes to go in the third. See, like, it isn't just me. Like, these are people like, you know what I mean? Like, these people, they don't want him there. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, and then this year comes, right? And it's like, bro, you over your head. You got to bring in some good coaches to help you, to complement this team. Like, you really got to figure something out. Like, I had parents last year saying, hey, what's up with your buddy? Is he still coaching? It's like, wow, you got parents trying to court kids to go help coach over there. And not saying you won't be a good coach in the future, man, but, you know, your time at Coventry, you know, it is what it is, bro. You know, but shout out to you. Shout out to you. You know what I mean? And it's not just me that says these things. You know, but it is what it is, man. Shout out to everybody today. But Logan Jelinas, 40-6 over Ponagansett. Yeah, I tell you, I'll take Burrillville's top 25 against anyone's top 25. NK 19, SK 15. It looked like Johnston was losing 21-6 earlier today when we got to that score. Let me see if there was any other scores. That's it. I'm good for the day. Cumberland 28-10 over Woonsocket. Tough game there. Westerly beats shout out to my guy over there. You know, both shout out to everything that Coach McCormick, Coach Barrows does over there at but yeah, so I just want to let it be known, and I can have the opinion when I think someone is not good at what they do. We had 3 years, so it's not like, oh, you never gave me a chance. No, we gave you a chance. You had 2 seasons. You know, you let someone else handle. You let someone else handle the joystick for 1 year, and then you took over the controls for the second year. It didn't do well when Eric Group said, I don't see a game they could lose. And I said, I don't see a game they could win. And I didn't say that because of talent, because I think with the right coaches, I think Coventry could have been a playoff team. Maybe not deep in the playoffs, but they would have definitely been a playoff team. Earlier in the season, you're having a problem with the line. So where's your tight end? Where's your tight end? Oh, after I mention it, then all of a sudden, and go check it out, then you go get a tight end. Like little things like that. You know, yes, you're young, you know, but I think you should be with a high school program for 5-6 years before you go get a coaching job. But it is what it is, man. Appreciate everybody. Y'all great, man. Appreciate everything. Some great games today. Go back and check them out. The 3-2 Westerly. You want to watch the Westerly game. You know, NFHS has some pretty good deals. It's only like $10 a month. Or you could just pay the $10 and you keep it for the month. And when it's up, it's up. I believe Scituate ended up winning that game. You know, Westerly wins this game. It was 33-6, and it was a close game for most of the game, and then they just pulled away. 24-6. I'm sorry, 24-6. Westerly wins this one. So, oops. I appreciate everybody. The use of any copyrighted material into the guidelines of fair use. So basically, don't get your feelings hurt at all. You know, the views and opinions expressed in this program, those of the speaker, don't really reflect the views of anybody. So just another time, don't get your feelings hurt. You know, big shout out to UMass. Check them out this Sunday up in Springfield. And that game is going to be on ESPN Plus. So go check that out. Big shout out to Dante, Offensive Player of the Year. Once again, Josh Sylvester, Coach of the Year. You know, but all right, we out.
Not promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
Listen, no one's going to give you more coverage. No one's going to be at more games. No one's going to be more informed. I'm not just some guy sitting in his basement spouting off about who's winning games and who's doing what. We're real. The rebellion is real. Providence Journal coverage is going to be real this year. It's almost here. 3 days away.
That's the bad guy. Bad guy. Bad guy. That's the bad guy. The bad guy. The bad guy. Commission. The bad guy. The bad guy. The bad guy.
Load up that quick.
We don't do no talking. We know what they do for the Jews.